Shalom, y'all. What a glorious day. It is Friday the 21st. It is the Shabbat. And the Most High just put it on me just to read a few, few chapters to you in scriptures here and here, whatnot. And sorry about the lighting. It's kind of dark in here. So you know what? I might just take this in the kitchen, but for now I'm gonna read just a couple things. I'm gonna transition to the kitchen, but right now I'm just gonna read just a few chapters, man, in the Torah. This is Deuteronomy 4. I'm just gonna read more than a few. But Deuteronomy 4 verse 16. Let ye corrupt yourselves and make you lest ye corrupt yourselves and make you a graven image, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female. Verse 17. The likeness of any beast that is on the earth, the likeness of any winged fowl that flieth in the air. Verse 18. The likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground, the likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth. Verse 19. Unless thou lift up thy eyes unto the heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the hosts of heaven, shouldest be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord thy God hath divided unto all nations under the whole heaven. Verse 20. But the Lord hath taken you and brought you forth out of the iron furnace, even out of Egypt, to be unto him a people of inheritance, as ye are this day. Verse 21. Furthermore, the Lord was angry with me for your sakes, and swore that I should not go over the Jordan, and that I should not go in unto the good land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee for an inheritance. But, verse 22, but I must die in this land. I must not go over Jordan, but ye shall go over and possess that good land. Verse 23, take heed unto yourselves, lest ye forget the covenant of the Lord your God, which he made with you, and make you a graven image, or the likeness of anything, which the Lord thy God hath forbidden thee. Verse 24, for the Lord thy God is a consuming fire, even a jealous God. Verse 25, when thou shalt beget children and children's children, and ye shall have remained long in the land, and shall corrupt yourselves, and make a graven image, or the likeness of anything, and shall do evil in the sight of the Lord thy God, to provoke him to anger. Verse 26, I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, that ye shall soon utterly perish from off the land whereunto you go over the Jordan to possess it. Ye shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed. Verse 27, and the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, which the Lord shall lead you. Verse 28, and there shall ye serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see nor hear, nor eat nor smell. False idols. Verse 29, but it from thence thou shalt seek the Lord thy God, thou shalt find him, if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. That's verse 29. Verse 30, when thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, which we are now, if thou turn to the Lord thy God, and shall be obedient unto his voice. Verse 31, for the Lord thy God is a merciful God. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he has sworn unto them. Verse 32, for ask now of the days that are past, which were before thee, since the day that God created man upon the earth, and ask from the one side of heaven unto the other, whether there hath been any such thing as the great thing is, or hath been heard like it. Verse 33, did ever people hear the voice of God speaking out of the midst of the fire, as thou hast heard and lived? Verse 34, or has God essayed to go and take him a nation from the midst of another nation by temptations, by signs, and by wonders, and by war, and by a mighty hand, and a stretched out arm, and a great terrors, according to all that the Lord your God did for you in Egypt before your eyes? Verse 35, unto thee it was shewed that thou mightest know that the Lord he is God, there is none else besides him. Verse 36, out of heaven he made thee to hear his voice, that he might instruct thee. And upon earth he shewed thee his great fire, and thou heardest his words out of the midst of the fire. Here go verse 39. Now therefore this day, and consider it in thy heart, that the Lord he is God in heaven above, and upon the earth beneath there is none else. Verse 40, thou shalt keep therefore his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee this day, that it might go well with thee and with thy children after thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days upon the earth, which the Lord thy God giveth thee forever. Okay. So that was chapter 4. I'm about to transition to the kitchen now. Then after this, we're gonna be in Deuteronomy 8. So, y'all can kind of see me right here. Okay. Alrighty, right. So alright, so Deuteronomy 8. Just gonna read I guess I'll just read the whole chapter then. Alright, here's Deuteronomy 8. All the commandments, this is verse 1. All the commandments which I command thee this day shall ye observe to do, that ye may live and multiply and go in and possess the land which the Lord swore to your fathers. Verse 2. And thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy God led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee and to prove thee, to know that was in thy heart, whether thou wouldst keep his commandments or no. Verse 2 is a very powerful verse, because that's what we go through to this day. We go through trials, and all these things is to humble us, man, and to it's a test. It's a test. You gotta put the Most High word to. You gotta lean on His word. Is all the test. His word is true. He just wants you to lean on it, man. His word is true, man. It's all the test. He's testing you to see how your strength, man. All this testing your strength, your true strength, not bruteness, but your spirit, man. This is verse 3. And he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger, and fed thee with manna, which thou knewest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man doth not live by bread only, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Lord doth man live. And that's Deuteronomy 8 verse 3. This is the famous thing that they like to say that Jesus said, man. Jesus fulfilled the Torah, man. This is in the Torah. Verse 4. Thy raiment waxed not old upon thee, neither did thy foot swell these 40 years. Verse 5. Thou shalt also consider in thy heart, that as a man chastiseth his son, so the Lord thy God chastiseth thee. And I can bear witness to this, because through all of my life, man, chastisement and tribulation and everything, the Most High been there, bro. And even when I told y'all about my vision, bro, how the Most High looked at me, bro. He looked at me like I was a child, bro. And he treated me like a child, like I was like a precious, like I'm his baby, like I'm precious to him, bro. Just exactly how he looked at me before I read any of this. My visions and dreams sum up to his word, man. Verse 6. Therefore thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways and to fear him. For the Lord thy, verse 7. For the Lord thy God bringeth thee into a good land, a land of brooks of water, of fountains and depths that spring out of the valleys and hills. Verse 8. A land of wheat and barley and vines and fig trees and pomegranates. pomegranates and honey. You know, I'm not going to read all the 8 because it's too long. It's not really too long, actually. I can read all the 8. A land wherein thou shalt eat bread, verse 9. Thou shalt eat bread without scarceness. Thou shalt not lack anything in it. A land whose stones are iron, and out of whose hills thou mayest dig brass. Verse 10. When thou hast eaten and art full, then thou shalt bless the Lord thy God for the good land which he hath given thee. Hallelujah. Verse 11. Beware that thou forget not the Lord the God thy God, in not keeping his commandments and his judgments and his statutes which I command thee this day. I'm going to read that one more time. Verse 11. Beware that thou forget not the Lord thy God, and not keeping his commandments and his judgments and his statutes which I command thee this day. Verse 12. Lest when thou hast eaten and art full, and hast built godly houses and dwelt therein. Verse 13. And when thy herds and thy flocks multiply, and the silver and thy gold is multiplied, and all that thou hast is multiplied. Verse 14. When thy heart be lifted up, and thou forget the Lord thy God, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. Verse 15. Who led thee through that great and terrible wilderness, wherein were fiery serpents and scorpions and drought, where there was no water, who brought thee forth water out of the rock of flint. Verse 16. Who fed thee in the wilderness with manna, which thy fathers knew not, that he might humble thee, and that he might prove thee to do thee good at the latter end, which is what's now. Verse 17. And thou say in thy heart, my power and thy might of my hand hath gotten me this wealth. Verse 18. But thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he that giveth thee power to get wealth, that he may establish his covenant, which he sware unto thy fathers, as it is this day. Same thing he did with David. Verse 19. And it shall be, if thou do at all forget the Lord thy God, and walk after other gods, and serve them, and worship them, I testify against you this day, that ye shall surely perish. Verse 20. As the nations which the Lord destroyeth before your face, so shall ye perish, because ye will not be obedient unto the voice of the Lord your God. And you can back this up with Isaiah, because it says, man, those that are found with the uncircumcised, the circumcised that's found with the uncircumcised will be punished. He says that in Isaiah, bro. So that's 8. I'm going to read Deuteronomy 10, 12 through 21 now. 12 through 21. Okay. Deuteronomy 10, 12 through 21. Here's 12, verse 12. And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul. This backs up. Mark 12, 29 through 33 backs this up, man. And if you read 1 John 5, verse 3, it says the love of God is to follow the commandments. That's the love of God. To love the Most High, you have to follow. You have to be obedient. Follow his commandments, bro. That's 1 John 5, 3. The New Testament back this up. It goes like that. Here's verse 13. To keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day for thy good. Behold, the heaven and the heaven of heavens is the Lord thy God, the earth also with all that there is. That's verse 14. Here's verse 15. Only the Lord had a delight in thy fathers to love them, and he chose their seed after them, even you above all people, as it is this day, as we can all see. Verse 16, because no matter how much they try to keep us down, we still rise up and overcome, and proving that we're above all nations of this earth, man. Because then other nations prosper off of us, man. Off of our transgression of the Most High law, the other nations, the Gentiles, they profit. Weave, everything. Hollywood, everybody profit and use us as a spoil, man, based upon our transgressions. So that's another reason why they make us go against the commandments, because they're getting rich off of that, man. Y'all wake up, bro. All right, here go verse 16. Circumcise, therefore, the foreskin of your heart, and be no more stiff-necked. Verse 17. For the Lord your God is a God of gods, and Lord of lords, a great God, and mighty and terrible, which regardeth not persons, nor taketh reward. Verse 18. He doth execute the judgment of the fatherless and widow, and loveth the stranger, and giveth him food and raiment. Verse 19. Love ye therefore the strangers, for ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. Verse 20. Thou shalt fear the Lord thy God, him shalt thou serve, and to him shalt thou cleave, and swear by his name. Verse 21. He is thy praise, and he is thy God, that hath done for thee these great and terrible things which thine eyes have seen. Alright, so now I'm going to Deuteronomy 13 real quick. Okay. And I'm going to read 17 and 18 of Deuteronomy. 17 and 18. And there shall cleave not of the cursed thing to thy hand, that the Lord may turn from the fierceness of his anger, and shew thee mercy, and have compassion upon thee. This is verse 17. Have compassion upon thee, and multiply thee as he hath sworn unto thy fathers. Verse 18. When thou shalt hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep all his commandments which I command thee this day, to do which is right in the eyes of the Lord thy God. So the only way you can be righteous or right in the Most High, you have to follow his commandments. Anything other than that is lawlessness, bro. It's in vain. It's vanity. It profits nothing. So you can be a Christian. You can pass out food from your 501c3 fucking warehouses that give you all these food for a tax write-off. Man, at the end of the day, bro, if you ain't following the Most High law, statutes, commandments, bro, and living appropriately, that shit's in vain. And you doing that for self-righteousness, period. Now here's because really you would be a subject of Revelation 3:17, 15 through 17. Thinking that you can do a little deeds here and there. Oh, I don't do this, I don't do that. I just, lukewarmness, I play in between, I play the gap. Nah, he gonna spit you out. You know what I'm saying? You gotta choose him. Be obedient to him. The Most High, Yah, the Creator. Alright, okay, Deuteronomy, I'm gonna jump to Deuteronomy 23 real quick for y'all. He just wanted me to go over this real quick for y'all. I'm just gonna read 1 through 7. He that is wounded in the stones, or hath his privately member cut off, shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. A bastard shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Even to his 10th generation shall he not enter into the congregation of the Lord. And an Ammonite or Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord. Even to their 10th generation shall thee not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever. Verse 4. Because they met you not with the bread and with the water in the way, when ye came forth out of Egypt, and because they hired against thee Balaam, the son of Beer, or Pethor of Mesopotamia, to curse thee. Verse 5. Nevertheless, the Lord thy God would not hearken unto Balaam, but the Lord thy God turned the curse into a blessing unto thee, because the Lord thy God loved thee. Hallelujah, Mashiach. Thank you. Verse 6. Thou shalt not seek their peace, nor their prosperity all thy days forever. Verse 7. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother. Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, because thou was a stranger in his land. I'm just going to throw verse 9 in here too. Number 8 and 9. The children that are begotten of them shall enter into the congregation of the Lord in their 3rd generation. When the host goeth forth against thy enemy, then keep thee from every wicked thing. Okay, we're going to hit verse 30. Deuteronomy 30. Deuteronomy 30. Oh, okay. 14 through 20. Alright, 14 through 20. You know what? 17. Let me read. Damn, it's so good. 30 is so good, man. All right. This verse 1, man. Forgive me, y'all. It's just 30 so good, bro. And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee. Verse 2, and shall return unto the Lord thy God, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Verse 3, then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither the Lord thy God has scattered thee. Let's get to verse 6. And the Lord thy God will circumcise thy heart and the heart of thy seed to love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. Verse 7. And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee. That's why they don't want us to follow the commandments, because that shit don't flip on their ass. Once we get on track and follow, they won't make no more money, they shit gonna go down. Verse 8. And thou shalt return and obey his voice of the Lord, and do all his commandments which I command thee this day. Verse 9. And the Lord thy God will make thee plenteous in every work of thy hand, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy land for good. For the Lord will again rejoice over thee for good, as he rejoiced over thy fathers. Verse 10. If thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which are written in the book of the law, and if thou turn unto the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Verse 11. For this commandment which I command thee this day, it is not hidden from thee, neither is it far off. Verse 12. For it is not in heaven, that thou shouldest say, who shall go up for us to heaven and bring it unto us, that he may hear it and do it. Verse 13, meaning like, bitch, you can do it. You can follow the commandments, bro. It's not a hard, crazy thing to do at all. Verse 13, neither is it beyond the sea, that thou shouldest say, who shall go over the sea for us and bring it up unto us, that we may hear it and do it. Verse 14, but the word is very nigh unto thee, in thy mouth and in thy heart, that thou mayest do it. Verse 15, see, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil. Verse 16, and that I command thee this day to love the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply. And the Lord thy God shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it. Verse 17, but if thy heart turn away, so that thou wilt not hear, but shalt be drawn away and worship other gods, Christ crucified, the pagan gods, this commanded Egyptian bullshit, other gods, and serve them. Verse 18, I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish. You will perish because y'all want to worship these crackers gods, bro. These fake ass these fuck Africans and all these people, bro, their gods, and all these yoga practices and all these Eastern gods, all this shit y'all want to follow, which is all reverts back to Nimrod, bro. Y'all worshiping Baal, bro. When y'all do that shit, man, stop that shit, dog. Cause, bro, y'all will perish, bro. Y'all will perish, man. Y'all will perish, bro. Verse 18, man. I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish, and that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land whither thou passest over the Jordan to go and possess it. Verse 19, I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and cursing. Therefore, choose life. Choose the Most High. He is life, man. In Proverbs 4 and it's Proverbs 4 and Proverbs 7, man. The Most High law is strength to our flesh, man. Strength to our bones, man. It will prolong our days, bro. It says this in Proverbs. I'm gonna read that one more again, dog. I call heaven and earth, verse 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. Choose the Most High so your seed can prosper, man. Verse 20. Because all that little health, that little benefit, that health care, all this shit these crackers giving y'all for the little game stock and shit to work this little deception pyramid, it ain't loving your baby, bro. Loving your baby is following the Most High commandments because he gonna bless you beyond measure, bro. Period. You don't need to cut no oaths to the fucking devil, man. You got the Most High. Follow his laws, man. Fuck. Verse 20. That thou mayest love the Lord thy God, and that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him, for he is thy life. He is thy life. He is thy life in the length of thy days. The length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them. Oh man, y'all gotta wake the fuck up, bro. Yeah, he wanted me to read that to y'all. Like a quick little thing. Now I'm gonna go ahead and talk a little bit. Get my little dialogue, man. I got 40 minutes. Yeah, man, y'all gotta, come on, bro. Y'all gotta tighten up out there, bro. Y'all gotta tighten up out there, dog. Just follow his commandments, bro. The video before this, I just showed y'all, bro, how my yard looked, bro. My yard looked like that, bro. If you read Isaiah, I think it's Isaiah 27 and Isaiah 35, which talks about that, like, you know, the Most High coming back and stuff. But even that, with that, man, even like past that, bro, I follow the Most High laws, statutes, and commandments, bro. Follow the Most High laws, statutes, and commandments. And I'm gonna give a little testimony on here too. I use today to follow the Most High laws, statutes, and commandments because, you know, they fuck with your dreams and they do all this fuck shit to you, right? So, out of nowhere, I had a dream about a girl I used to fuck with, you feel me? And out of nowhere, I'm not even thinking about this person at all, bro. At all. And what happened was, it's like they sent me a dream of me fucking her, bro. And in a dream, I bust a nut, right? And then I woke up, and bitch, I had like a wet dream, bro. I woke up, bitch, and I busted a nut, you feel me? Like, what the fuck? So when I got up, bitch, I took my clothes off. I washed my hands, and, you know, I waited till a period of time of the day. I went and worked out and whatever. I took a shower. I cleaned up. You know what I'm saying? I washed all my covers. I washed my clothes. I wiped down everything I touched just to make sure I cleaned everything. And, yeah, I just washed everything. And it's a Leviticus law. Y'all go in Leviticus, y'all see about cleaning laws and stuff like that. Matter of fact, since I got the word right here. Yeah, man, I waited till evening and cleanse, which is what it says in Leviticus. It says in Leviticus, and I was just grateful for that because that just gave me another way to worship the Most High by following his laws, man. So I could have got mad at it. I was mad at it, I ain't gonna lie, because I was like, what the fuck? But at the end of the day, I was like, man, this is a chance to practice his Most High law, and that's how I saw it. You know, as a you know, I don't know, just a way of devotion, man, to the Most High, man. Remember, man, the righteous is tested, my boy. My sisterins, my brethren, the righteous is tested, man. But the wicked is hated. And that's Psalms 11. Psalms 11. Where is it? Okay, this is Leviticus 15, verse 16. And if any man's seed of copulation, if any man's seed of copulation go out from him, then he shall wash all his flesh in water and be unclean until the even. And every garment and every skin whereon his seed of copulation shall be washed with water and be unclean until the even. That's exactly what I did. I washed, even though my semen only touched my boxers, I still cleaned everything just to make sure, man. You know, and I honestly set my heart, bro, to do the Most High will. You know what I'm saying? I set my heart to do his commandments, to follow his commandments, because we all know what Ecclesiastes 12:13 say. Let me go to it. I got the word. I got the head cover on off of this. So I might as well, you know, snap, bitch. First Chronicles, Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes is past Proverbs, I think. Yeah, it is. Okay. Ecclesiastes 12:13. Let us hear. Ecclesiastes 12. Ecclesiastes 12:13. Ecclesiastes. Let us hear. Let us hear the conclusion. King James Version. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God, fear Yah, the Most High, the Creator, and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. That's the whole duty of man. Verse 13, Ecclesiastes 12, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Period. That's the whole duty of man. Keep His commandments. And everything, the whole way of this system is to make you go against the Most High commandments. Because when you go against the Most High commandments, the other nations get rich. Y'all hear me? When y'all transgress the Most High, not only are you cursing yourselves, but you're making others that's causing you to curse yourself rich. And that's the grand scheme of it all. Thus return, giving Satan what he wants, because if you're cursed, he getting rich. And on top of that, you going to hell with him. So y'all can sit there and have a brotherhood and a fraternity and a sorority all you fucking want. But all that's doing, because you're not supposed to you're not supposed to have fellowship with devils or take no oath to the devil. So what you're really doing, you cursing yourself for a temporary satisfaction. And you crapped out on the deal because not only are you getting cheated in Satan's system, you may get a little benefits here and there. But not only do you have to work and you get cheated, because remember, the devil hates you. He don't have no loyalty towards nothing. He only look out to benefit himself. Those that sin and that are sinners, that practice sin, are enemies to themselves. This is Tobias 12, verse 7 in the Apocrypha. And all these people, they sell their soul and do all this bullshit, and then they realize, like, damn, I crapped out on the dice. I done took a crappy ass deal because I thought all the things that made me happy was supposed to bring me peace, and it don't. It just go away, and everybody that come into my life just want to use me for the things that I have. It's not real, genuine, true, and love. So I paid for my suffering. I paid money. I sold my soul for me to suffer. Because not only will you suffer here, you're suffering when you die. Because you have to die. And all y'all, and you know what's so real? A lot of these atheists and all these people that come against my God, man, the Creator, bro, they like to, speak blasphemy about him, talk about him, make a mockery out of him, all this shit, right? But they know they gotta die. They know they got to die. And you know what? These people be scared, bro, because they be asking me questions. Like, these gang stalkers, bro, not only on YouTube and all this other shit, the little platform or whatever, in the streets, bro, when I be out and about hooping at the court and shit like that, because, they got to be there before I get there to set the whole little illusion up. They ask me questions, bro, and they be terrified. They be scared because they soul know. Deep in their soul, they know. But it's so many demonic spirits upon them, because remember, other spirits invite other spirits in. So many demons that's tormenting their soul and quenching their shit to the point where it's like they're blinded to it's a magnitude of how they're blinded, bro. It's not even funny. And to be honest, it's kind of like I woke up today, man, and I don't know what happened, but just Romans 8:20, bro. I'm gonna hurry and read that because it's Romans 8:20, man, because I just woke up just for Romans 8:20. It was just on me to look at Romans 8:20, man. And this is what it's saying, Romans 8:20. And the Most High been showing me, like, man, it's a point in time where the door by closed, man. And if you ain't on, bitch, you be about to get left type shit, man. And I was just crying today because I'm like, damn, bro, like, people really don't fucking know. They really don't know, bro. And it hurt me, dog, because I love y'all, bro. And I don't want nobody to perish, not even my enemies, but I want everybody to be okay, bro. Okay, so I'm gonna read Romans 8:20, man. This is what's on me, bro. Romans 8:20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but reason of him that who have subjected the same in hope. because the creature itself, this 21, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of God. Verse 22, for we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. Verse 23, and not only they but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we are ourselves grown within ourselves, waiting for the adoption to it, the redemption of our body. Verse 24, for we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what is a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? Verse 25, but if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it. Verse 26, likewise the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities, for we know not that we should pray for as we ought, but the Spirit itself make intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. Verse 27, and he that searcheth the hearts knoweth what is the mind of the Spirit, because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of God. Verse 28, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are the call according to his purpose. Verse 29, for whom he did foreknow, he also did predestined to be conformed to the image of his, that's bullshit. That son shit. But that's about it, man. I ain't finna read all that fuck shit. But basically, that was the Romans, man. We all know Paul is a fuck nigga. And they really did use that nigga or was another vessel used to manipulate and push paganism into our word. But that was just basically Romans 8:20 was basically on me, And yeah, man, like, if you ain't on now, bro, y'all better, man, the door about closed, bro. That's all I got to say, dog. And, man, blessed he that find these videos, bro, because the Most High, he putting so much fruit, so much life and fruit on this platform, bro. And like I said, he made me do all of this. I'm not no camera type of nigga, you know what I'm saying? He made me do all this shit, bro. I'm old school as fuck. He made me do this. And I'm indwelt by the Spirit to do all these things, because I subject my life unto him. I gave him complete authority over my life. So, in regards to that, this was all taking place. I give all thanks because this is like the best thing, that having a relationship with the Most High and knowing him is like the best thing to ever happen to me, bro. Because it's like a constant adventure, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta go to Dubai, bitch. I ain't gotta go to Cancun and no other shit, man. Being with the Most High is an adventure, bro. Cause he take me on like a whole little. He take me everywhere, bro. Just know that he take me everywhere within himself. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a beautiful and remarkable thing just to witness how he worked, man. And I set my heart to find out his works. And I told the Most High, man, make me a man after your own heart, just like my lineage, David was. Make me a man of your own heart. I wanna, just like that. Like, I set my heart to search the Most High and to find out, to learn him as much as possible. Because no matter how much we try, this is the crazy thing. He's spirit, bro. And the fact that we got this flesh, it's like a barrier between us and the spiritual. And to learn more of the Spirit, man, you got to go to the Spirit. You got to go to the Most High, and you got to worship him in spirit and truth, man. And he will unlock certain things for you to know certain things. Because we can't fathom the spiritual. We can't fathom the spiritual. Only through the mercy and the favor of the Most High, he will reveal certain things to us, man. And I just give our glory to the Most High, man, the God of Israel, Yah, Abba, Yah, Mashiach, my Heavenly Father, man. The Creator, man, who's a great and terrible God to be feared amongst other gods in all the nations, man. And I pray that y'all learn to fear him, because fearing him is the beginning of wisdom, man. And it's only him that brings you understanding. First Chronicles 22. It's only the Most High that brings you understanding and wisdom, man. So, I just happy, bro. I don't know what to say, man. It's the Shabbath. I'm fasting, of course. And no food, no water. That's how I fast. I fast just like the prophets before me, man. Fast. And I go hard. I go hard as I can, bro, while I can, because like I said, we all been deceived And you know, I just thank the Most High because He's righteous and just and on time, and He really did sat me still, bro, and showed me the truth and everything because He loved me, man. Just like it said in Deuteronomy, bro. The thing that was meant to be a curse unto me, He made into a blessing because He loved me, man. And I just give all glory and thanks to Him, man, for just doing that because He did what man, the Most High did what man couldn't do for me. He did what man couldn't do. And I acknowledge that and I love Him for all those things because when my mom forsake me, when everybody that you know around me forsake me, man, the Most High always been there. And yeah, he chastised me because I'm His child, all for humbleness. But all this was for Him to get the glory and to save me. And I give all honor and praises to Him for the rest of my days. Hallelujah. I say shalom to y'all. Blessings to y'all.